Hello and welcome to our sound design presentation. We are group 4, She, Shuruk, and Louisa. Our project's name is A Flight Through a Storm. And before I get into things, I just want to say that our group did not have any programmers, so we did not do any game build and we did not work in Unity. We only made a somewhat of a gameplay video. Okay, so yeah, let's get into it. First, our idea, what we wanted to have is a flight simulation. The player is in a cockpit and they are trying to fly the plane. Uh, and in mid flight, the player goes through a thunderstorm and they lose their visuals. And they tried to depend on sounds to navigate and avoid obstacles, and finally being able to land the plane safely. We went to YouTube for references, and we've seen a lot of videos, and in these videos, these were actual cockpit videos. We found that there were some, obvious sounds. There is something that's called TCAS, which stands for Traffic Collision Avoidance System, and it's like a robot that tells you like, oh, there's ground, there's something that you can hit or something, and it sounds like that.
Climb now.
There's also something that's called GPWS. It's Ground Proximity Warning System. It's also a robot that tells you the height of the plane, and it sounds like that.
Approaching minimums.
And there were other warning sounds and peeps and stuff like that, and something like that. Okay, and now Louisa is gonna take you through planning and cutting of our sounds.
Let's talk about how we plan to structure and cut the sound. After looking for a lot of sounds, we divided the 3 minutes of sound into different parts that would make up a realistic storyline for our flight. The first third of the audio would represent the start and exposition. We wanted to have a quick start off at the start, merging into a normal flight sequence to get the listener accustomed to the whole situation. The approaching thunderstorm, the problem in our case, is slowly introduced by blending in rain sound. The situation gets worse by adding sudden turbulent sounds, alarms, voice commands, and loud thunder noise. In our project, the pilot struggles heavily with the plane sinking down rapidly towards the mountain. In the end, the pilot manages to pull up the machine again into safety. We started cutting apart the sounds from our research. Here is an example how I named all of my sounds, sorting them into voice commands, alarms, beeping sounds, and more. I was responsible for cutting the bass sound without any editing. I used Audacity. I have a bass airplane machine sound running in the back. Then I added rain, thunder, and turbulent sounds. I was being creative with adding the voices, alarms, clatter sounds, button sounds, and more, simply trying to make the scene seem more realistic, mixing slower, background sounds like the rain with sudden louder noise like alarms and turbulence rustling. During the exposition, I used less sounds and longer breaks between them, while during the thunderstorm, I used a lot of sounds, short breaks, and simultaneous sounds to emphasize the danger and panic.
As for the editing and tweaking, the file I got from Louisa was already pretty good. I just had to do some sound editing, making some sounds come from the right side or the left side, or even do some panning. And I also wanted to add something to the end because it felt like it ended abruptly. I added an engine sound, an engine shutting off, and you can hear it now. And I also added some impact sounds when the plane hits the runway. And now she is gonna tell you about the plane panel.
We remapped and simplified the play panel of Boeing 737 to show the important visual information to players. I'm going to talk about the flight system in the gameplay video. As a Boeing 737 play panel, most of the parameters should be set up before the flight. They will lead the autopilot system to finish a safe flight. The value of the course of the play depends on the destination players fly to. The heading value limits the angle the plane can tilt while turning. The altitude value limits the orientation of the plane to make the plane not to be to left or to right. They help the plane to keep balance on flight. These three parameters will never change on a safe flight. The airspeed, the vertical speed, and the track angle can be controlled directly by players. The airspeed shows the speed of the plane. It always has a limit for safety reasons. The indicated airspeed shows the speed limit. It will change automatically when the plane arrives at a specific height. The takeoff reference shows the speed limit for taking off. For example, when a plane's speed arrives at V1 level, it must start to climb, otherwise it can result in an accident. The vertical speed decides the value of the altimeter. The higher the vertical speed is, the higher the plane stays. The flight alt means the height limit of the plane while flying. It needs to be changed by hand on the flight. The track angle decides the flying direction of the plane. In addition, the weather warning and the train problems will be shown in the track angle indicator. The parameters in red squares are the most important information which can be controlled by the players. The warning lights and the TCAS boards are designed to avoid the misunderstanding of the sounds. They can be deleted in-game.
And lastly, you can check out our video, and yeah, it's best when you have your headphones on. And again, it's not an actual gameplay video because we were short on programmers, but yeah, enjoy.
TCAS test pass. Clear of conflict. Climb now. Approaching decision height. Decision height. Maintain vertical speed. Flight slow.
Thank you so much for watching our presentation, and please, if you have any questions or feedback, let us know. Have a great day.